Mario, you're here. Look at this pomegranate. I'm gonna make a bean salad. I'm gonna put this pomegranate in. It's gonna be fabulous. Anyway, I want to show you something. You know, I took pictures of my trains before, but I want to show you some pictures of my trains close up, so that you get the essence of it. I mean, these are beautiful trains. I love them. And let's go over here. I want to show you this. This engine right here, there's a big one right here. That's the biggest engine Lionel ever made. That is a 783. It's a reproduction of the 773 1950 engine. That is the biggest engine Lionel ever made. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And this right here is a Berkshire. That's the second biggest engine Lionel ever made. Second biggest engine Lionel ever made. And down here is just another representation of a Hudson, of course. And this is an HO rendition of a Hudson engine. But you can see the difference in the scale of this O-gauge Lionel 773 engine that weighs at least 15 pounds. I mean, it's a beautiful engine. I love it. Anyway, here's my trains right here, Kevin. Whoops. This is a Lionel train going around the tracks right now. It's a Lionel train. And right here is a Marx M5000 streamliner. And there's another one back here, the red one. A Marx M5000 streamliner. Which is, you know, Marx was a cheaper train, but, you know, when I was a kid, that's all I could afford. My mother could afford to buy me. I had a couple of Lionels, the small ones, you know. Over here, this is a Lionel standard gauge train, this red job. That's a Lionel standard gauge. And this is like from the late 20s, early 30s. And here, this green one here, is a Lionel O-gauge train that's from the late 20s, early 30s. Here is a Lionel standard gauge. This is called the State Set. This train right here, with the 5 cars in the engine, is at least 10 feet long. This train right here. And this is a Lionel O-gauge computer. Not computer. A Lionel O-gauge caboose. Down here is Lionel. No, this is a Marx A and 2A units. Marx. And come around this side. This is a Lionel O-gauge, smaller, 1920s electric train. Here is my favorite. This right here is an American Flyer 1933 Zephyr. Look at this whole thing down here. It's got lights in the cars. It runs beautiful. It's all aluminum. And this baby right here is over 75 years old. I will not part with this. Your mother gave me this for Christmas back in the early 70s. I love that train. Here's a Marx wind-up. And these are all Marx, you know, trains. And let me tell you something. In a box, I have a Lionel. It's an MTH reproduction Lionel O-gauge, standard gauge, orange passenger train, brand new, in the box. I have nowhere to put it. I've had it for a long time. I'll sell it for $500. If anyone sees this video, stick it on, put a message, a comment on my video, and I'll try to contact you. It's in the box. It's brand new. Anyway, I want to show you this now in here. These are my little collections of little airplanes that a lot of them are made by Tootsie Toy. Look at this little thing right here. Made by Tootsie Toy. And you know what it says on the wing here? It doesn't say made in USA. It says made in United States of America. That's what it says right there. United States of America. And these are old and they're beautiful. This right here is a little Piper Cub that my son Jerry made for me out of paper. Look at that. I took lessons in a Piper Cub, and I know how to fly one of these babies, a real one. Right there is my mother and father, who I love dearly, that gave me everything that I have today. Everything. Now over here are my model airplane motors that I collect. I showed you these before, but look at these. These are old, old motors. Old motors that I used to go to the park, put gasoline in them, and fly the airplanes. Look, all the way down there. Now these are kind of like from the 50s. Some of them are from the 60s. Down here are the smaller ones that they came out with in probably the late 60s, you know. But up here are the 1930 and 40 model airplane engines that have spark plugs and a condenser and a coil. And these babies ran on real gasoline, and they had a real ignition type system. And this one right here is a Bunch Tiger Arrow. And anyone that knows anything about model airplane motors, this is the king of motors. Easy to put in a plane. It had a small crankshaft. It's a beautiful engine. I love it. I love it. And back here are more of my engines, you know. Props. I must have 1,000 props. I got props up the kazoo. Over here are part of my childhood, my little cap guns, my BB guns, my water guns. There's a water gun, you know. Let me show you over here. This are my lead soldiers from the old days. And this right here, when I was a kid, by Midway Airport, there were some crashed planes in there. I went in the cockpit. I pulled this out of this crashed plane. It's a altimeter of a Jap Zero. Got this in 1940s. Now, what do you think about that? That's rare. I'm surprised I still have it. Anyway, that's it. My pinups, of course. My friends, all the friends I grew up with. That's all. That is Tony Giorgio, yes. And there is the car. That's my car. That car, I can't tell you the stories that car can tell you. That's a real car, not any of these boxes and little potatoes that go down the street. Now that is a car. Kids now don't know what a car is. That is a car. That is a car. You know what that car cost me brand new? Under $2,000. So it goes to show you how we've deteriorated. That's a car. And I didn't cause any global warming because of that car. But I was warming that car, and so were the chicks that I was with warming that car. That was a car. All right. Now, of course, I showed you my wine before, Fortissimo, and that's about it. Take another picture of that train going around there, that smoke coming out. That's it. My trains, my basement, my wine, Italian music, my family first. That's what keeps me going. And I'm going to say it again. Stanno tutto bene. And the reason I say that, what it means is, stanno tutto bene means, it can mean two things. It can mean everything is okay, or everybody's fine. That's what it means. Stanno tutto bene.